Today I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to see if you're really serious about growth in 2024. I hear the rumors, I hear you say you are, but are you willing to do the hard stuff, to what it's going to take, so at the end of this year, you're looking back and you're smiling. And if you are, and if you're serious, then you're in the right place, because we're going to begin that discussion today on fundamental things you must do to be successful in 2024. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around, because marketing matters. Hello, my name is Bill Arnold. I am president of Prevail Marketing, and every single day we deliver to you a video on how to grow your business through better sales and marketing. These videos sometimes are, novel ideas, novel concepts, unique ways of doing things that can give you a home run. And sometimes, like today, they're fundamentals. They're the basics, but they're so important. They're so critical that if you think they're not, you lost the game before you even started. Yeah. We're going to be talking about search engine optimization over a period of maybe a week. Why? Because if you want the least expensive traffic, the most valuable traffic, the most traffic that's most likely to convert, then you want organic traffic. And the only way you're going to get that, the only way, is if you go and do what we're going to tell you to do. Okay, let's begin. We're going to start today with a fundamental, something that every time I analyze a client's website, often I'm just shake my heads. I see their website load 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. And they said, yeah, no problem. No, we're valuable enough, people will stick around. No, they won't. I promise you. It kills your SEO. It kills your client engagement. And we're going to share this over the next couple days, how that does that. Okay, let's talk about what web speed is. You say, well, it takes a lot longer. It takes the site to get live, right? That's pretty obvious. Yes and no. Okay, it is true. But how you test it? How do you know? Have you tested your website? There's lots and lots of tools you can use. But I tell people, if you're going to use one tool, just one tool, use Google's tool. Why? Because Google's the one you need to get love from. You're the one to get attention from. If they say you have a problem, you have a problem. If they say you're doing okay, you're probably okay. So go to Page Speed Insights. It's a developer's page. It gives you a wealth of information about your site. It tells you about the performance. It tells you about what else? It tell you about? It tells you about performance. It tells you best web accessibility, best practices, and SEO. It'll give you all that for both desktop and mobile devices. And you'll be able to rank your site and see where you stand. I mean, I was very proud when I first set our site up for best practices. We were at 100% right out of the gate. Website performance in the 90s, SEO in the 90s, accessibility in the 90s. That's pretty remarkable because that's how you build a website properly. Maintaining it is a much harder thing to do sometimes, but it's not impossible. In fact, it's easy if you just follow the rules because Google will tell you when they measure your sites for speed what you need to fix. You don't have to guess. You don't have to assume. It's there in black and white, sometimes in red if it's really bad, but it's there for you. And it'll measure a lot of things. First, countable paint. Yes, I said that right. What times it takes for the first piece of content to show up on your website. And I say this because each of these elements is important. It's not just how quickly your speed gets there. Each element they measure and they grade. The largest countable paint, okay, they measure that. For example, first countable paint is like 1.8 seconds. That's what you need to have to be in the top tier. For the largest one is about 2.5 seconds. Total time it takes between segments. All this is there. Speed index. You need between 0 and 3.4 seconds. These are things you have to have. If you don't do it, you're not going to be successful. And here's another one that many people overlook. You ever go to some of these sites and you're reading something, you're paying attention to, and all of a sudden the screen just flips on you and where you're looking at just is gone? Google measures that as well. These are things that it looks at to see whether or not your site is user-friendly, whether or not people will enjoy the experience when they get there. And if your site moves around once you look at it, they're not going to enjoy it. I know I don't. And so if you go to our website, go to prevailmarketing.com, I got a blog up there, and I list where you can go. I look Google, I go Pingdom, SEM Rush, HubSpot.com, Uptime, Uptrends, and just to let you know, you can get on the same site at the same time anywhere between 1.1 seconds and 6.4 seconds because they measure things differently from the same location, from San Francisco, let's say, from the same location, the same website, within fractions of seconds apart. You get a vast speed, and you'll get different instructions on each of these sites. If you look at what needs to be fixed on Page Insights, you're going to say, oh my God, this is okay, I did it. You go to HubSpot, you'll see something totally different. What we do, and I recommend you do, we look at several of them. We have our favorites. We know which ones we like. We look at several of them, and we fix everything. Why? Because just because Google doesn't say you need to fix it, if another site says they probably do, we fix it. That's how you optimize your website. And why it's an important, page speed is so important for website? Well, here's why. Google penalizes slowest website. If it's greater than 4 to 7 seconds for the page, it becomes unusable. They don't even put you in the rankings. You're just out of luck. You're just not even being considered. So if you got a page that's that slow, you're not going to be organic traffic. An industry study recently showed that people 83% expect the page to load within 3 seconds. 3 seconds. If it's not loaded in 3 seconds, it's people start abandoning the site. They got bounce. You see a high bounce rate? Oh, I've got a lot of traffic coming to my site. My bounce rate's 90%. Why? Many times it's not because they looked at your content and said, oh, I don't like it. Many times because they never got to see your content. I can't tell you how many times I go to websites. I do it all the time, particularly news sites. And I'll sit there, oh, that article's interesting. I want to read that. I'll click on it. And then I wait. Black screen. White screen. Symbol of turning. Doesn't matter. If it's more than a couple of seconds, I leave. Because there's very few articles I can't find elsewhere. And there's very few companies that do what you do that they can't find elsewhere. Who would you rather use? A company, you go to the website, and it's like that. Man, you look at, read it, get in, out, perfect. I understand them. They've got a great website, and they must know what they're doing in other areas too. Or you go to that website where, man, come on. We are impatient people. We only have a few seconds to give you to get our attention. And if you're not willing to get our attention those few seconds, somebody else will, I promise you. So, if your website, let's say you have an e-commerce website, or even a B2B website, and you get $100,000 per day in revenue from your business, and even if you're B2B, people come to your website to do business with you. And if I don't find it a friendly site, I will not stay. So let's say I'm making $100,000 per day, and that's not unreasonable. Obviously, that's not a lot. Just a second delay in the page load time can cost you over $2.5 million in sales for 1 year. $2.5 million for 1 second. Can you afford the time now to fix your website speed? Here's some other numbers. I always tell people, look, if you don't believe me, that's fine. We don't know each other. You see some people, the information, internet is full of information that's just inaccurate, right? So I always tell my clients the same thing I'm telling you. I bring receipts. Every single time I have receipts. If I tell you something, challenge me if you don't believe me, because I'll show you where I got it from. I'll show you third-party evidence. And on my website, I've got probably about 10 different third-party evidence from Backlinko, Pingdom, Blogging Wizard, Portent, different studies that have come back, and they all essentially say the same thing. The average load speed needs to be about 3 seconds. When it doesn't, about 4.42% conversion drops for every second that you don't. They have to wait. The average load time for e-commerce sites even has to be better. Consumers are different than B2B. B2B, we're probably sitting in our desk. Okay, we can probably be distracted for a second or two. But if I'm a consumer and my site doesn't load in 2 seconds, I'm out of there. I'm gone. And here's the best part about load speed. The organic traffic is not the most feared thing you ought to know about. Yes, you may not get any organic traffic, but honestly, it's when people come directly to your site. I type in URL. I take a backlink. I'm not doing a search, so I'm not worried about Google finding you. They've already said your site's too slow. They're not going to share you. We know that, but people can still come and do backlinks. They still can come and do direct URLs, right? You're going to find, because we're going to talk about tomorrow, the impact on user experience, on sales, on customer loyalty is even greater for slow sites. You get penalized more than when Google penalizes you. Remember, Google takes away everything. So, what I want you to do between now and tomorrow is go to PageSpeed's Google Webmaster Tools, PageSpeed Insights, type in your URL, take a look at the numbers that are generated. Or you can go to Pingdom, tools.pingdom.com. Find, if you live in North America, find a location in North America, type in URL, identify what they say. And if you want my help, you want some insights on what you can do, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah, just give it. What you need to do is I put this at the end for a reason. You need to put in the bottom in the comments what your website's page speed score was. Give me a way to contact you, and I'll help you figure out what to do with it, okay? All right. If this was valuable, if you liked it, please like, please follow, please subscribe. We're trying to measure which channel is working best, and pretty soon, you may not see us on this channel. If we don't find the love and the follows and the respect, go figure no one needs it. So until tomorrow, thank you for your time. Have a great night.